Well, folks, I think it's about time to do some more work on the layout. Today I want to build that freight yard, which I think I mentioned in my last layout construction video. Basically, I just want to build a small freight yard here, mostly for storage, as well as connect it up to this line right here, which we built in the last video. If you've seen my Larkspur tour video, you'll know I actually bought a whole bunch of used switches for this project recently, and I already had a whole bunch of used flex tracks. So today we're going to try to put it all together and see if we can build some sort of a freight yard here. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to go. I've laid it all out roughly, but it hasn't been assembled yet, so this is all going to be interesting. So stay tuned and see if I can build this right or not. I don't know. So I went ahead and cut up this piece of foam board right here, and this is going to be the base for our freight yard. It's nothing too fancy, but this is a dirt cheap material, and I think it's just going to make a nice base for the freight yard, and it's also going to make it level with the roadbed right here. You can see when this is pushed down, they're pretty much almost perfectly even, so that's pretty nice. And then I also have this scrap piece, which is just going to take care of the whole entrance. So yeah, now all we need to do is start laying out all this miscellaneous track here. Well, everything's all connected roughly. I tell you, laying it all out beforehand really does give you a better idea of everything. You know, there are a lot of adjustments that need to be made to all of this, but so far, I like the rough layout. I have to also make some changes because it looks like my measurements for certain things were not perfect, but yeah, I'm happy so far. Anyway, let's continue. I also, once we have everything tacked down, want to solder all the joints. It's just gonna all work a lot better. Plus, we can actually start testing some of this stuff out, which is very important. So let's get to that. Here's a trick to keep your track centered with your roadbed. You just find a little hole for the spike and you run that between the two pieces, and then you know it's dead center. And you just do that for the entire line. With everything tacked down, I think I can go ahead and start soldering all the joints together. I'll probably do this part off camera since it's not a terribly exciting part, but once I'm done that, I think we can start running some trains onto this section and just test everything out to make sure it actually works. It should be interesting. Well, the soldering's all done. That was fairly easy. It actually went a lot quicker than I was expecting. And I've also got this trial train set up so we can actually test out the yard to see if it works electrically and mechanically. Hopefully there won't be any derailments, but they're kind of inevitable on a trial run, so we'll see. I don't know. But there's only one way to find out, so let's begin. Well, there already seems to be one electrical problem. And now for the rest of the yard. Well, that part actually didn't seem to be half bad. I know it did look like it was stuttering quite a bit, but that's just because I was holding wires directly on the track and I wasn't doing a perfect job. But it was running consistently. It didn't stall at any time, at least not due to the wires. So that's something, and none of the cars or the locomotive derailed. So yeah, I am thrilled with that. I honestly thought we were going to have at least one derailment, but none whatsoever. So the only real problem I can see with this yard is this switch. It seems to be having some electrical issues right here. So I might just end up adding some jumpers on it. This is clearly an older switch too. It's made out of brass, which I wouldn't recommend buying an old brass track, but switches are very expensive right now. And brass track is good at one thing, and that's being cheap. So that's why I bought this. So I don't care. It's not a mainline switch. I'll just add a couple jumpers on, and it should be good to go. But yeah, other than that, what can I say? That's not half bad. I'll have to test it with other pieces of equipment, because just because it works with this doesn't mean it will work with everything. But this is a solid start in my books. Clearly wasn't paying attention here. I forgot to test this track, but I think given how everything else went, it's got a good shot. So let's connect our shady wires to the track here and see if we can... oh, that's the wrong way again. Yeah, see, this is just my wiring here, but yeah, that's good enough for me as far as I'm concerned. Well, folks, that's going to be about it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed, but before I let you all go, I'm sure some of you might be wondering why I left this piece of foam, and it's for this. This is a switching tower actually off my father's layout, and I figured it deserved a home in this new yard, so yeah, it's kind of a nice way to add something from the past to this new layout. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed, and with that, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching.